Hey guys, welcome back to Filter Coffee Football. What the heck did we just witness?
Pandemonium in the ring.
Wow, we thought Villarreal were giving Liverpool a run for their money. Man City were ran out of the Bernabeu thanks to an incredible comeback. I mean, really inspired by the last 2 minutes of regular. Well, last. I mean, the comeback was within 2 minutes, the 89th minute and the 91st
You
minute.
know, I just wanted to share something. There is this bottle here that's open. I think Pep can do a better job of bottling it. I really don't know how can a team be so underwhelming after going on a 1-0 lead, which is a two-goal aggregate.
Yeah, and I think they scored the goal in maybe like the 74th minute, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere between the 75th and the 80th minute. I mean, I was in such a rush when I was watching. I don't even remember. I just remember that the clock was 84 and Manchester City were 5-3 up on aggregate. And then we see extra time because Real Madrid have scored two goals in back-to-back succession. This
90 and
Manchester
90
City.
plus one.
And on paper, I mean, the on paper, the match looks very even, very even on possession, very even on chances. I mean, Manchester City missed some absolute peach of chance. I mean, before Madrid even got one shot on target, Man City already had about five shots on target. So it just goes to show again, Manchester City just so wasteful. And then as the game kept ticking on, even after Manchester City had scored that goal, the team just looked so scared. I mean, the Manchester City players just looked afraid. There will be a lot of people talking about, how Ancelotti, tactically outdid Manchester City, how they were waiting for the area to really press on because both goals came from players that started from the right, and then of course Benzema pulled one in for the first Rodrigo goal, and the second one was a direct cross in from the right. But this was just pure
What
mentality,
a
right?
clean header. What a clean header,
This
man.
is just pure mentality, though. This is no tactics involved in this. Manchester
It
City were
is.
just afraid of the sheer determination
Yes.
that Madrid brought on the pitch.
And Estadio Santiago Bernabeu, for sure, man. The fans made them feel hostile.
I
That
mean,
is what you want.
I
That is
feel
what you want.
I feel good that we finally called a fixture correctly. As weird as it sounds, we were quite confident that Madrid would do it in this match, just given how good they've been. I mean, we did say again that they have one good, one bad performance. Clearly, the last performance was their bad one, and boy, did Madrid show up today. They were really on the gas from the get go, just no drop in energy, and City just were not able to contain them.
And Benzema with that penalty after
Benzema with another penalty.
Ederson goes up, tries to shit talk him, and I am thinking, sorry, but that was not required. You just made him all the more determined to score. I think Ederson trying to shit talk Benzema was so stupid, especially when they are on the rise, especially when Madrid were on the rise.
Exactly. I mean, if anything, Benzema does not crack under pressure. Being two goals down, the guy had the nerve to pull out a Panenka. Um, there is no way he was going to miss this one, right? There was just absolutely no way. The kind of form and the kind
The
of confidence he's flying
confidence
with.
with which he side rolled the ball just rolled. It didn't fly in. It didn't go in like a tracer bullet. Nothing of that sort. Just a side foot, smooth. It's like a golfer playing the final shot. Smooth.
Let's come back. Just quickly touch on what does Pep do at this point? I mean, that's in the last 3 years. That's two semifinals and one finals that he has lost. Arguably, City were the favorites in all three of those matches, including today's match, and they still managed to somehow not make it over the line. What needs to change over here? I mean, for the first time in the Champions League, we've also seen Pep try different tactics. For this match and the match against Atleti, City played fairly negative football. They were trying to kill the clock. They were trying to hold on to possession. They were trying to defend and not really attack like City usually do. And even then, they seem to have failed. Is there anything that Pep can do now to actually get his hands back on that Champions League trophy?
Just look at it as another Premier League game and go for it. Why do you place so much importance on that being the game of the season? Just play it like a normal game. Play it like you'd play every single Premier League game where you go out, you hammer the opposition, and come back in and walk as if nothing happened. Pep, I think, is so fixated on being different or being unique that his tactics or his personnel or both seem to backfire. And I thought, I don't know why Kevin De Bruyne was hooked off. Uh, there was, there is completely no reason apart from him being injured that I would want Kevin De Bruyne out of the pitch, especially in games like these. I couldn't care less if De Bruyne was playing at 50% of his potential because that in itself is a huge, huge thing. I mean, he is the player you want on the pitch for the 90, for the 120, even if he's just walking around, because he has that in him to deliver one killer pass, one great through ball, one change of play move, and he takes out six players all by himself. Why
Yeah,
would you risk it? Why would you do that?
yeah,
But again, I it's Pep. He thinks he's super different, but sometimes being far too different will just land you inside the trash can.
yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like it seemed like he was trying to go on the defensive, but it's hard to change a team's mentality so drastically in such a short period of time, right? Because you're changing a team that is used to having the possession, is used to attacking all the time, and suddenly try and have them, press to defend as opposed to press to score goals and press to attack, which is a very different mentality. And you could see that the City team was just very uncomfortable. Even in the extra time, there was the shot that Benzema, right down the throat of Ederson. He couldn't even catch it first go. He he fumbled it a little bit, which just showed the amount of nerviness that was going on in that Manchester City team because they just couldn't believe the situation that they found themselves in. I guess that's what they need. They just need Erling Haaland to now come out and just bag even more goals because, like we said, Manchester City conceding three at the Etihad was really their undoing. They should have trounced Madrid in that game. The
He
fact that
should
they
have
led.
still he would still not play Haaland in the game that he has to play. He would rather play some Sterling or Mahrez or Bernardo up front as a false nine, just because he thinks he can play a strikerless system, which is more fluid, more attacking, but it ends up falling on his face. And I thought Jack Grealish was just about okay today. I don't think he made anything significant of note, and Pep should have stayed on with Mahrez.
Yeah, I mean Grealish not definitely quite not at that Champions League level in terms of his performances. Maybe next season, they have the time, they have the manager for it. They're definitely going to be there again. Um, let's. I mean, we spent so much time talking about this. Let's talk real quickly about who your standout player. And we're going to omit Karim Benzema. He's been there, done that multiple times. And I'm also actually going to take Rodrigo off because even though that was a star-studded substitute appearance. I mean, two goals to really take you to extra time and take you basically to the finals. Who was your standout player outside of those very two obvious shouts?
Camavinga, Eduardo Camavinga, showed up big time, dude. That kid showed up big time. The confidence he's had and the confidence with which he played in the minutes that he got, it just defines champion mentality. It it speaks out loud. It's calling out the champion mentality right there. I thought in the minutes that he had, he was making more impact than usually a substitute of his age and position would.
I definitely could not agree with you more. I mean, all through the middle of the season, we had a lot of criticism being heard against Madrid, for wasting Camavinga on the bench, not giving him enough game time. Well, he is bringing the goods right when it matters. Even in the last fixture, he made a big impact. Even in the previous matches against PSG, coming especially in that second leg, made a huge impact when he came on. You're looking at a future superstar and potentially a Champions League winner as well. Let's talk about that Liverpool match, the opposition that Real Madrid are going to face a rematch from 2 years ago. Mo Salah really called this one. He really wanted Madrid to be there, and he has what he wants. Liverpool did look a little slippery there, though. Were you scared at any point? I mean, in the end, they won 3-2, 5-2 on aggregate. Were you scared at any point during that match that Liverpool
Not
might
even
just.
not even a microsecond. Not even a microsecond. Because if you notice Liverpool, the way they bounce back across games, they have it in them to switch modes. And I think the first half was just Liverpool switching off for longer periods of time and a little bit of luck on their side where they were lucky to not concede the third against Villarreal, which did play a factor because Villarreal eventually were trumped out 3-2, right? And I think if Villarreal were 3-0 up, the third goal would have maybe piled on some more pressure, maybe made Liverpool to commit more mistakes, or maybe must have made Liverpool to attack much more than they would have wanted to and brought in a few mistakes. Uh, I think Liverpool just did what they were set out to do, just that they started slowly and ended as they always do on top.
Yeah, I think that was the thing with me as well. Even with Villarreal 2-0 going to halftime, I just knew for a fact that Jurgen Klopp he needs only 15 minutes with the team to really change something up, to really make an impact. And right as the second half started, you could see it right from the get-go. Liverpool were right on top. Does not help that Rooney just had a couple of completely incredible blunders in there. But I think a lot of them were also brought on by just the pressure that Liverpool piled on, right? So definitely, still credit goes to them. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think that Real Madrid are really just facing improving opposition. When you talk about PSG, a star-studded team but no tactics. Chelsea, not quite a star-studded team but lots of tactics. Manchester City, a star-studded team with tactics, and now you have Liverpool as their
The
final
ultimate,
opposition.
the ultimate
Star-studded team
opposition.
with tactics and with a winning mentality, which Liverpool have demonstrated time and again this season. So, this is going to be one beautiful final. This is going to be impressive in so many ways. And of course, I would love to throw that fun fact in. Real Madrid, ever since the Champions League era began in 1993, Real Madrid have never lost a Champions League final. The last
Not
time that
jinxing
they,
it.
yeah,
Not jinxing it.
the last time they lost a final in Europe was in 1981, and they lost to a certain Liverpool. So this match has all sorts of history into it, and of course, the whole Mohamed Salah, of course, the 2 years ago where Madrid did beat Liverpool. Again, this match just has so much going for it. As much as I would have loved to see a Manchester City Liverpool final, Liverpool Madrid just feels a lot more grand stage worthy.
Should I
Yeah,
throw in another fun fact?
go for it.
Jurgen Klopp has managed to reach the same number of UCL finals as Sir Alex Ferguson, which again is incredible in the amount of time he's
I'm
been there at
managing,
Liverpool.
yeah, I'm managing Borussia Dortmund in that period. And Liverpool is the only real big club that he's managed in that duration, although he's been there 7 years now.
Just with Liverpool. This is his third final.
This is just incredible. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, they really look like they're geared towards this. The quadruple is still on for Liverpool.
Well
So
and
many
truly on.
things at stake for them. Um, I'm not going to ask you for your favorites because I know who your favorites are. Let me ask you guys, whoever is watching this video all the way up to this point, who your favorites are. Let us know who you think is going to actually win. Do you think Real Madrid are going to have the gall to actually go all the way through? League is already won. They do not have a cup final to look forward to domestically. Champions League final is pretty much all they have. Whereas Liverpool still in a tight league race, still have the FA Cup final coming up as well, and then of course the Champions League final. This is going to be Really exciting. Let us know who you think is going to win. Let us know who you think deserves to win, even down in the comments below. And yeah, as always, like, share, subscribe. Sorry for the lower tone today. It's been an exhausting day if you haven't guessed already.